Alright, guys. Some more goddamn disco. Let me see something here. Yeah, that. So remove the bag. Path. Though, did that? Plus 2. Oh man. I'll leave that on. Let's see, to his gloves. Electrochemistry, yeah. Let's see, RCM cloak. Um. Yeah, let's give him back the tie. Okay, alright. Damn. Okay. First, we'll talk to this lady here. About her.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again. Goodness, how is he? Did he say why he hasn't returned?
He's fine, ma'am. As we had suspected, he couldn't get back earlier because the water lock on the canal was broken. Now he's just finishing up some work.
Oh, yes. That's my Morel. He's bound to catch a cold staying out there for so long. But I am so relieved to hear that he's
Nice.
okay. Thank you for putting an old woman's heart at ease, if even a little.
You haven't, however. There are dangers out there. Our aging bodies fail. Her heart won't rest until Morel is safely back with her.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
Reflexively, the lieutenant Redis is familiar.
Well, it was summer. I was building a... Ah.
She had no fear. Just surprise.
I didn't... We were on our first date. Our first. Not all of... It's hard to say how... You trying to tell us you saw...
I thought it was a wonderful story, man.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just...
No,
God
you don't
damn it.
have any new winning tactics to get the woman to spill the beans about cryptids.
Anti-object task force. Excellent.
Can I help you? What is this thing? What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess? So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
This was mostly about the fucking cardio. Massive cardio here. You'll live till 90, or you get a heart attack from running.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes? Hey, was there something you needed? Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting my time? Another thing. Great. I love... Yes?
The porter reel is just what you needed. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing. Then the organ starts playing, telling you about... Within seconds you know, a click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops. Of course you could sing, and the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself is telling you to do it. Got...
Hey, was there something you needed? No, you don't. It's not...
He tries not to look at you. It's dangerous to acknowledge the karaoke man.
The whirling doesn't need more sad style. That's one of the styles it can do without right now. It's for the... It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of '44. A lot of people got killed because some arsehole wanted to sing karaoke. Okay, yes, it's for some clients. Ha! Well... Oh.
The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape you've just given him. He begins to frown. Hard.
Fine, fine.
I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself. The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent. You can hear the pellets creak under your feet. You feel a little dizzy, a little unsteady suddenly.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
There are some people out there, but yes, you can always do it in the evening. It will be less scary with a lot of people.
I can see that.
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the hands. Where do you put your hands? Does someone feel like throwing up? I do. A little.
Later.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Okay.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? I love...
Fast, observantly, like an electronic printer.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
How about you share your information on the lynching, now that you've seen his badge?
The goalposts have moved, Lieutenant. In the absence of the badge, I have informed my employer there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I will tell you everything I know when you've finished with them. I am glad to... Now, is there anything I can do for you in the meanwhile? On the contrary, officer. There are yet camionneurs. I suggest you go back and canvass for more suspects. More lessons in basic reality?
The smile.
For the big time. The rev... It's quite easy. Every 100 years... Those... Oh. Did they ever?
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle, all right.
Yes. The... Oh, lots of people. The real king abdicated. Yes. Him and tens of thousands. The liberals. Liberals... Some were rich. They didn't win. To foreign inter... The liberals to... The coalition... The moralists. At least not...
The rulers of...
This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist. A devout man of the center. Hard to come by. It's good to have someone who takes a moderate approach to head shooting. In your line of work, the turn of the revolution. It wasn't a who. It made people over... Of course, from Revachol. Why? You and I offer a city, the zone of modernity. 43, the 20s, the 30s? No. It was a welcome to reality, baby.
Ooh.
Good question. What would you have done differently? And I...
Here's some wisdom, lady. Say the death thing. A cold creeps up your spine.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion? The complex fold...
The wind stops, and for a moment, there's silence. The charge dissipates into the dark. A dog barks. A gunshot echoes off the walls of some distant building.
There is peace in the heart.
Good hygiene. Really. When they failed to...
Opinions expressed here do not reflect it.
And what is...
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was said...
Understandable. They are what they... Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there any... It's a neurological disorder. Well, it's up... That seems...
What this boils down to is, this reality thing is stupid. Blow this joint, grab a bottle, and drain that shit right down your throat. She stares at you, head tilted to the side, with a slightly concerned look on her face. It remains a mystery what you mean by this something.
I am an old...
She raises the corner of her... It's sharp.
An ultra-liberal. It's a type of liberal. From the revolution. It's, not the moderate. Haven't you heard? I can...
In her green eyes you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
A devil. Who being of great charm...
Beneath her waterproof raincoat and silk shirt is a body imbibed in numb 12 perfume. You are suddenly and intimately aware of it.
I'm afraid you'll find that every woman is a devil woman, detective. There are only... When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. With due respect...
While a gentle...
I would not have relinquished...
She realizes her small, cold fists are clenched.
Then for my daughters, we had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have... Perhaps. Yes. I suppose I am.
Nice.
But I...
Seditious talk, man.
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar region? Ah, or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. This one used to be 8. Mostly the Splat.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across.
Wonderful. We're in Martinez. Martinez is... You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant. I would be happy to. What is a preposterously expensive... The girl in the old lady rags? Looks like a sullen and... Yes. She prefers a fantasy world. An infraculture with its own dress code and I can't. All right. What next? Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Skill point, baby. Alright, what? Alright, let's go interview these lorrymen. These goddamn lorrymen. I'll start with the...
Looking for something, Runt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? Not...
Change the topic. The way he says it. Not sheep, ostriches.
Whatever. Go back to your college class, Pino. I'm not the only one. Look, people who've...
If this guy's all the Occidentals have, well, let's just say he's not exactly ripped.
Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? The problem? The damn kips are showing. It's what the kip. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in there? Go right.
Not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet, he thinks, wriggled out of it.
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let any... You know where that... They know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get us to... I don't go for that foreign piss. Proper booze is made in Mundi. Or sometimes...
He eyes you where...
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't. What do you think?
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. It's a fucking travesty, is what it is. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but... apples. Yeah.
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang. That beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a... That's the one. He's your man.
I wouldn't be so sure about it.
Guess so.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota. Lower intestine? The term is fascism, Brota. Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachel's problems? Yes, the women. Women. Men of war. That's what fascism boils down to. You're going to keep your views, right? There's a slow... It is one of... A lorry stuck in the windows are fumes of heavy fuel oil waft over you. The driver, a large metal pendant hangs from the rear. The back end.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it.
There he is, in front of Rita, smoking nervous. He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slightly scared, racist lorryman. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you? Then I don't never mind. I remember now. The men have this back in meth until you came along. This
A striking.
He was the biggest star of his day. Someone was. They are someone. They're beautiful.
All of what? The world.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the mine behind the Black Sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over you. Why not, Harife? Diamonds. Of course not. Whatever stupid things they put in the lore. I quit
She says that as if something...
Oh.
Yeah, it's definite.
Then it's contraband, Loman. What? Of course not. It's an old... Of course not. So the boy Adair, you have to understand.
So he doesn't...
You hear that, Loman?
Nothing. I just don't...
Oh, Lomonosov's land, Udashna,
A terrible...
the Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. You're right.
A corrector.
Is that all you woke me up to say? What do I need drugs for, Loman? Yes.
I don't like the sound of any of that. Sounds like a horrible drug. The worst one of them all.
Then what were you getting at? You're mad, Loman. What of it? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this mouth I made... No.
Damn this. Make her answer.
I would never make fun of a real...
Ma'am, you're not responsible for what the client puts in your lorry, as long as the seals are not opened. We are...
Lay off her.
Where do you want me to go? Or...
I think we're done here, no?
Yes, go.
The speakers below. You should go over and ask him about paying for...
Everything's still cool here, officer. Drugs? Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! That's so cool. Who said that?
So you're...
No.
Realizing he can't get out of it.
Okay, maybe I'm alone. Exactly. It's such a small... Nothing. I told...
And...
Crowd.
There's more here. He's afraid of this crowd. Whoever they are. More than he...
Shush, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off...
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
All of them.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not... All right. I scored. Let's get... Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the... Very cool. I like your stuff.
Start with a little
Whoa.
compliment. Then work your way up from there.
Oh,
After all this mess,
an investment? What kind of investment? I hear you, officer. What kind of a sum are we? Sounds like a fair deal all around.
Corruption.
it's just like bus or...
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind? I don't want to talk about that. Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is. Thank God I don't know. People here call her a friend, an acquaintance. A youngish woman. Gruff, but...
What color?
Blue and violet. Died. It was violet.
Then she may have dyed it again.
I didn't, man. I told you I was Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a
That's how it always is.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you. I just can't, man. She's got the darkness in her.
She shared?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her. I heard the rumor.
Did this violently?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know, the way it worked. Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these...
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. Now is not the time to focus on feelings. It's right here. The answer is right here. You just need to ask him. Come on, do it.
You're not going to put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's on the edge, man. Here.
The keys to a motor lorry. Pretty complex. Looks like a chain lock.
Her lorry's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe.
When?
Last Friday. No. I don't know. She left them to me.
The other drivers would have to tow it or break in to...
I bet you are. Nah. I need to think my own thoughts now. Pray forgiveness for my sins. Go check your cabin.
This screen found, A to Z, Contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This is the one our man pointed to.
The glass on the side windows. The door is... There's no picking this lock. You push the key. The smell of cigarette. There's something odd about the passenger seat. These... One of them. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin. The remnants of a sweet juniper. The actress is... Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you... The actresses and the rare... Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed. Likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies and...
No, that's... What? I happen to have committed the frequency to memory. I have no problem admitting that. For contact... Looks like...
A 20-kilometer radius at least. Perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right.
Doesn't look like it.
The ghostly actresses. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd sandpaper adds extra grip.
Yes? Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching. Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation? Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. Voila, a stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the there, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages to Couronne. Through this municipal wind rips through the rattle of motor. The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway.
It means that the smugglers are secretly using the motorway to transport their goods and materials. They've infiltrated East Motor Tract, most likely. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them. Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it. The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta. It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Especially bad news for cops who may have something in their past they don't even know is there.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before. Barely. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty. It's an issue of petty. It looks like an art. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's...
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. You close the rusty old lock.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Anti-object task force. Behold, the anti-object task force has assembled. God's avenging angel, arrayed against the lower emanations of the darkened one. Shoe racks, tape recorders, motor carriages, and doors. So many doors. You're not just pounding it all to pieces. You're reforging the universe, from the anvil of the heavens to the worms below. Indulge in it. Be bold. Have an impact on the shape of creation. Out of the furnace of your rage. A new reality. Also, you should trash your room again.
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep. Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly
Listening in on your calls between you. The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to... The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That, like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect...
Meaning, someone as slippery as Everard won't be caught by...
As elegant as they are, I...
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Yes, well... Debrief over, after you.